They did that just to not seem homophobic. They had a low budget and a dream. The song is a bop, but all the characters are flops. This makes me feel so much better about the movie, except Laguna and Abby can choke. From the beginning of its announcement, the Monster High movie has been subject to serious controversy, from casting choices to its wild fashion. Don't lose your head just yet, though. I've got all the fear facts you need to make up your mind on whether or not you'll be enrolling at Monster High later this fall. Hola hola, Claudina9 here, and today we're breaking down every deadly detail revealed at the Monster High booth at VidCon 2022. From tiny hints planted around the set, are Heath and Cleo dating now? To shocking answers shared by the cast during personal interviews. We'll also explore the major changes being made to the original Monster High characters, like Laguna Blue being human-colored and pink in the animated series with piranha teeth in the live-action movie. Plus, you will never believe the mind-blowing thing that happened while fans were still in line at the pop-up. Before we get started, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, turn on notifications, and hit subscribe so you never miss the tea on the toys you love. Now, let's dive in. Unless you've been living inside a coffin, you'll know that Monster High is partnered up officially with Nickelodeon to revive the Monster High franchise. But did you know that Festival du Film d'Animation Nickelodeon shared a preview of the animated Monster High series, which featured Frankie Stein with a prosthetic leg, a fully green Deuce Gorgon, and Laguna Blue with pink skin? It seems major changes are being made to Laguna, as her live-action counterpart is no longer from Australia and she's developed the ability to manifest piranha teeth. We'll discuss all the controversy surrounding her later. The highly anticipated live-action film will premiere October 6th of 2022, and it seems that this new era of Monster High will have some major changes to the ghouls we know and love to target the children of today's generation. To promote the upcoming reboot, Nickelodeon bared giant posters all over the convention promoting the movie, and in the creators only lounge, every single elevator had a Monster High poster covering it. Most notably, Nickelodeon created a booth at VidCon 2022 in collaboration with Sergio Finetto, which immersed fans into the world of Monster High. As Sergio describes in his Instagram post, the booth could be identified from anywhere within the VidCon exhibit hall by looking up at the giant horn clock tower that pays homage to the original Monster High School designed by Wildbrain and Nerdcorps. Outside of the booth stood a spooky graveyard with fog machines and sound bites that would give fans a further idea of what to expect. Taking a second to explore those clips, we can surmise the plot and what to expect of this movie, opening with Claudine quotes which are likely her discovering she's half werewolf and beginning to doubt whether or not she belongs.
What is happening to me? Let's face it, I'm not monster enough for Monster High. I'm just putting everyone in danger.
The quotes emphasize that humans are not at all tolerated, with what sounds like Heath and Cleo denial.
The school is serious about keeping humans out.
Humans are the greatest threat to Monster High.
Followed by a quote from Bloodgood that lets us know a large part of the plot will be pressure of Claudine trying to maintain her secret of being half human.
The fundamental values of Monster High have been betrayed.
There's an untrue monster heart among us. And if we don't find out who it is, the school could tear itself apart.
She's basically a sinner in church. The quotes continue as you enter the gates and are greeted by staff wearing a specialized Monster High uniform tee. Fun fact, on the last day of the event, Viacom staff members gave away extra uniform shirts they had in the hidden doorway of the classroom set. The beginning section of the booth was the portal to Monster High. Unlike the original Monster High, this version of the school exists in the monster world, which can only be accessed via a portal for those with a true monster heart. The first room is inspired by the movie's main song and dance number, Out of the Dark, which plays on the TV screen with various Easter eggs like photos of past Monster High staff, like a Cyclops, potentially related to Iris Clops, Headless Headmistress Bloodgood, and a hand similar to Thing from the Addams Family. Interestingly is this photo of a beast, which may have tie-ins with the movie's Big Bad. He bears horns similar to the ones of the newly introduced character Mr. Komos, played by Kyle Selig, who, according to these character cards from VidCon, reveal that Komos is a minotaur. Do you think there may be a correlation here? This part of the set included a photo ID in which fans were able to create a Monster Student ID or staff card. If you attended VidCon, let me know down below which card you ended up getting, student or staff. On the floor is the Monster High crest that reads Sieta Omnia Monster Intus, which translates to Monster Inside, or more relatively, True Monster Heart. On each of the scholastic banners placed around the set is Marauders Championship with the corresponding year. The years are 1959 and 1983, while the locker room area has football championship banners reading 1957 and 1974. We're not sure of any significance or correlation with these numbers just yet, but it can be assumed to be the birth birth dates of staff members who worked on the movie and/or set design. Now, this part of the set is where we really begin to uncover hidden Easter eggs and potential foreshadowing on how the movie will play out. There are 3 open lockers and 2 closed ones, with the first locker being Deuce Gorgon's. While Deuce's locker is pretty simple, it has a cheeky gag referencing his snake hair, which is this venom extractor next to a shaving razor. Next to his is Laguna Blue's locker, which was sealed closed. Keith Burns' locker with a purple Letterman jacket, which is not the same one he wears in the movie, though fairly similar, fire extinguisher and reads "No Humans Allowed," and a backpack with the equal sign, which represents the Human Rights Campaign, the largest advocacy group of the LGBTQ+ community in politics. Could this mean Heath will be queer in the reboot? Comment down below what you think. I could definitely see Heath as pan. Next is an unnamed locker, and then Cleo Denial's locker, which has random hieroglyphics, which we've attempted to translate but can't decipher. Let us know in the comments below if you've cracked the code on what this says, and most notably it says Cleo plus Deuce, which means in this reboot Cleo and Deuce will be together again. Though, as we know based on a trailer dropped by Monster High, it appears Cleo and Deuce broke up, with Deuce now pursuing Claudine, which is referenced again later in this VidCon exhibit. Cleo's locker also has a jar with a brain in it, which may be a reference to Ghoulia. The next room is the dorm of Frankenstein and Claudine, with Draculaura's foyer and cauldron. As per Sergio Finetto's Instagram post, Frankie's portion of the room is an electrifying selfie station with vintage hair drying chair. And while the neon sign was a notable spot for fans, the bed had some fans confused as to whether Frankie is now a dentist, as the bed resembles that of a dentist chair. To the right is Draculaura's cauldron, with no notable Easter eggs hidden in the knickknacks of the shelf behind her, but various witchcraft and Halloween type items. In case you didn't know, Draculaura is now not only a vampire, but a witch in this reboot. A giant framed photo of Dracula stole the show as one of the most notable pieces in the room. Just check out his manicure. And the rest of the room is Claudine's with her vanity in bed. The book on her vanity is The Vanishing Shadow by Margaret Sutton, which is a story similar to Nancy Drew. This may have no significance, or it's alluding to Claudine being somewhat of a sleuth in this story. Guess only time will tell. Her bed went on as a fairly unused photo op, but originally, fans were going to be able to jump on the bed to have photos taken mid-air, which we know based on Sergio's Instagram post. Did you notice the wallpaper that adorns the walls of the dormitory have little hidden images? It actually holds the shape of a wolf, snakes, and what looks to be a face in the middle. Scary cool. The final room is the classroom, where Monster High students got to take a pop quiz and find out what monsters they are in BuzzFeed-like style. After taking your pop quiz, you found out if you were a Frankenmonster, a vampire, a werewolf, or a Gorgon. The staff then gave you a graduation sash for graduating Monster High in one of 4 colors: blue for Frankenmonster, pink for vampire, purple for werewolf, or green for Gorgon. In addition to 1 sash, you get a full set of Monster High movie cards that detail each character's bio. Frankenstein's revealed that, like the original movie, they have the ability to spark, with removable limbs and an added bonus of genius IQ. Claudine is now half werewolf, half human, with hyper hearing, vision, and agility, maintaining her claws and fangs. Cleo has a mystery ability, which could somehow tie into the plot of the potential sequel. What do you think? Let me know down below. Heath seems relatively the same, and Draculaura is now able to cast spells. Deuce is relatively the same, and the most drastic is Laguna. It says her ability is a fierce bite, and that water will do whatever she wants. As we know based on trailers and images, Laguna is no longer blue, which is likely why Blue is removed from her last name. Many fans compare this image of Laguna to Doja Cat, and are split between loving and hating her lack of lapis luster. Love Laguna's hair. I'm in love with Laguna, so beautiful. Doja Cat, KK? Question mark? Why is Laguna rainbow? Not at Doja Cat as Laguna. And why did I think Laguna was Doja Cat? One fan even jokes, we got Avril Lavigne, Melanie Martinez, Doja Cat, and Jessie Nelson all in one film. Very iconic. How do you feel about this new Laguna? It seems Mattel is now opting to make her more of a mermaid or a siren, given her sharp teeth to appeal to that traditional doll audience Barbie caters to. Now back to the set. You won't believe who Monster High is trying to pair with Cleo, and I must say, I do not think it's hot. The middle of the back wall sat a blackboard that had plenty of writing on it, like find your true monster heart, some anatomical diagrams of bats, etc. Different diagrams adorn the wall, and the fans with the sharpest eyes will notice some sticky notes placed sneakily, hinting at Deuce and Cleo's relationship. As we mentioned earlier, there are little notes that allude to Cleo and Deuce, but also notes that allude to Cleo and Heath. Now, you might be thinking, yikes, Cleo and Heath? Could this reboot get any worse? Well, there's no clear answer on who Cleo is dating, because another post-it note has an X next through Cleo and Heath. Other Easter eggs include sticky note assignment due October 6th, foreshadowing the release of the movie, and special shout out to this queen working the booth who put her all into the performance and truly made my weekend that much more special. To gear up excitement, Nickelodeon provided 3 options for drawstring totes that influencers could choose from: Claudine Wolfe, Draculaura, and Frankie Stein exclusively to this VidCon activation. Even Bailey Sarian attended sporting her Monster High socks. Inside each bag were personalized jelly purses to their respective characters, Claudine's being purple, Draculaura's being pink, and Frankie's being yellow and blue. You'll notice the silicone Monster High crest no longer has the skullette bow or blue and pink coloring, which makes it appear more gender neutral. Do you prefer the old logo or the new one? One of my personal favorite items is the portable charger disguised as a candy bar, a Monster High selfie light, and a mood ring telling you which monster mood you're most like. Although the goodie bag wasn't for everyone that attended, there were still some scary cool free items for fans to grab throughout the halls of Monster High. You could get the student or staff ID in the first room, tinsel for your hair, vampire fangs, and character stickers and pins in the dorm. All of these made the experience that much more immersive. Okay, but I know what all of you are wondering. Are there going to be dolls that match the movie? And what does this mean about the story and plot that was being told in the Haunt Couture diaries? Has Mattel completely forgotten about its OG fans? We have lots of answers from the Monster High cast, including the future Frankie Stein as the first ever canon trans character to be featured in a children's doll line. And fans are not happy about it. But first, let's circle back to the response you all shared about the movie and its cast. On June 16th, Paramount shared official promo images of the cast, and in my post, you all shared your rather monster-sized opinions. They had $7 and the Descendants blueprints. I think they need to try again. Heart emoji. What in the Party City? That was my reaction. Extremely disappointed. A bucket of cold water. Party City keeps calling and they won't answer. The response was overwhelmingly and painstakingly negative. And can we blame fans for wanting a movie that accurately depicts the Monster High story we cherish so much? With glamorously diverse array of students, instantly recognizable fashions, and fabulously campy personalities. Love them or hate them, reboots are still majorly profitable. Companies consider reboots low risk because they're banking on OG fans to tune in and new fans to flock towards it as well. I think what OG fans are actually always expecting or wanting is a revival. You see, there is a difference. A revival is to continue an original story, while a reboot is to change the story. Why aren't we getting a revival? Why does Mattel insist upon giving us entirely new stories with minimal callbacks? The answer may shock you, and honestly, it's not all that cut and dry. To understand, let's take a look at MGA Entertainment. MGA is known for dipping their toes into some drama, being a tad more willing to be controversial and scandalous. One of MGA's main brands that's put the company on the map, Bratz, has experienced a number of plastic surgery facelifts over the years, but their most recent launches, series, and marketing could be considered a revival. It's a continuity of what's already worked for the Bratz brand, but yet Monster High, on the other hand, is yet again reimagining Monster High for a new generation instead of reviving the old Monster High. One of the reasons is investors. Mattel is a publicly owned company. Basically, after a scandal with Hot Wheels back in the 60s, Mattel had to go public, meaning shareholders and retail buyers have a major say in what's done to the products that are created. Now, I presume because Mattel is such a major company, they have the data and numbers to back up their choices, but undeniably, part of it is the business hypervigilance. Upkeeping this perfectly polished, prim and proper image, it's exhausting just to think about. But additionally, we're in that tricky gray area where Nickelodeon also owns the rights to Monster High, so ultimately they get to decide which direction the story goes, what length Frankie's dress should be, whether or not Draculaura should have an accent. There was a lot of fear around Nickelodeon taking hold of Monster High the minute it was announced, and now that it's all coming to fruition, OG fans are having their fears validated. Although it does seem that after this VidCon activation and a full trailer, more fans expressed an intrigue in the film. I had the honor of chatting with a few of the cast members from the upcoming live action, and I must say there was a surprising turn of events. Mia Harris, who played lead role of Claudine Wolfe, shared she'd love to do a sequel so that the live action could introduce Claudine's siblings Howleen, Claude, and Claudia, and a painful little tidbit, Mia shared she sprained her ankle 3 times while running through the woods for filming. Ouch. You toughed it out like a real werewolf, ghoul friend. Naya, who plays Draculaura, shared her favorite song was The Three of Us, although since she's the main focus of the song, she found it it a little difficult, but not impossible, to be the high voice, and she knocked it dead. Her favorite outfit is the one with the black boots and red hearts, and one wardrobe complaint was those cute Steve Madden boots, not exactly made for dancing. Let's take a moment to share a round of applause that she still killed her dance moves in such a painful shoe. We were able to spot a few other fashion references in the movies, so stay tuned for the fashion analysis video coming later on my channel. They're alive! Up next, we have Simply Amazing Cece Balagot, playing Frankie. Cece shared their favorite costume as the finale because they got to wear chunky platforms, dancing down the stairs. Their favorite number is also The Three of Us, and they said that it was a really fun dance number. Fun fact about Cece, they love to crochet, and I even got to see one of his amazing creations in person, a crocheted bunny ear hat. Cece, if you're listening, I'd love to get a custom creation. Most notably though, Cece identifies as trans and uses he/they pronouns. Now, as per the Pride campaign video shared by Nickelodeon, we know that Frankie will now use they/them pronouns instead of she/her.
Is Frankie non-binary, pronouns they/them?
Some fans see this as a major win for the LGBTQ+ community, while many other fans see this as optics and cringy. One user shared, "No one introduces themselves in class like that. Like, girl, we asked for your name, not your life story." It just feels so unnatural. It doesn't make sense. How does she know about being non-binary and genders but doesn't know what a high five is? I guess slay, but whatever. They did that just to not seem homophobic. Not them doing that so more people like the show. It's because the actor goes by he/they. Then why audition for a role of a girl character that goes by she/her? Some people took their comments a step further by making videos like this TikTok that reads, "How TF does Frankie in the live action movie not know how to high five but knows what pronouns are?" Is it just me, or I think they made Frankie have they/them pronouns for the fun of it and it's just for clout? What do you think about this? Do you think it's forced? Now look, I get it. Announcing your name and pronouns is a little cringe because nobody today is really doing that, right? But also, no one's really made of the parts of several different geniuses and goes to school with a ton of different teenage monsters. So I think of all the things we could point out that are wrong about this movie, the character being trans and not knowing how to do a high five is probably the least of our problems, and we could all probably chill out a little bit. Like, sure, the presentation isn't perfect.
Is Frankie non-binary, pronouns they/them?
But think of how many kids this is going to inspire and impact and how meaningful this actually is. I actually think it's pretty fucking cool that we're getting a trans character on a children's network with Little Miss It's Never the Right Time Mattel, because who would have thought that they would have been the first to introduce this type of character? Most companies are scared of having gay characters, let alone trans ones. I feel like we should take this as an opportunity to uplift and support our trans brother Cece for fighting for us on the forefront. That is very cool. And looking at these comments, can we not all agree? The digital climate we're all living in right now is hardly a livable one. Constantly canceling and disposing of every other human being and dehumanizing people we've never even met might not be the wisest idea. You're thinking, Claudina, you're trying to gaslight me into liking something I don't like. So, before you start pointing your pitchforks and flames at me, look over there. Last but certainly not least, he's got stone cold style. It's Case Walker as Deuce. Case told me that his favorite wardrobe pieces for Deuce are his combat boots, leather jacket, and beanie. He also stated that his favorite song is with him and another actress that hasn't yet been released. I'm hearing the snakes whisper to me, and what is that? Oh, the song already leaked. You know, seeing this is making it very hard to support, but I'm going in with an open mind. I'm going in it with a bisexual mind. But also, who is working at Paramount? Who is not doing their job? No, really, who is working at Paramount? Because I want the full movie. Like, I want to watch it. Only time will tell. Speaking of time, the timing couldn't have been more off because as I was interviewing the cast, the Monster High community had some haunting hackers leak the entire Monster High movie. That's right. On June 24th, one tech-savvy Monster High fan took to Reddit to share full leaks of the Monster High movie. Pages like @doll.girly shared Instagram stories of the 3 songs that leaked, and while these spoilers help shape fans' opinions a little more, some fans are majorly unhappy. Nostalgic Dolls shared, "Whoever got the entire movie illegally, jail. I hate spoilers, and I feel like I've already seen the entire film. Another writes, where the hell do y'all even find these videos? For real, there's gonna be no more left to watch if everyone keeps posting it. Love how it says do not duplicate, yet here we are. I don't know how or who did this, but wow. You literally leaked a Nickelodeon movie while Nickelodeon was trying to run a whole booth at VidCon, and that's kind of insane. But it's not all ghouls and giggles. As shared by @MHUpdates 2022, Nickelodeon began removing the content from the internet, and unfortunately, some users even had their accounts deleted permanently from Instagram. Be careful. Circling back to the actors though, I want to say that of course it makes sense us OG fans are kinda like, now why couldn't they dress the cast like the original ghouls? Why couldn't they just use the original story? And I hear you. I would have loved for them to have just made New Ghoul at School and created a live action version. But now meeting the cast really humanized them and makes me excited for what these young creatives have in their careers. The music is actually pretty damn good, and we can't deny that. Out of the dark. I remember a time when people didn't even know what Monster High was and would make fun of me for saying I liked it. Now, the franchise is a household name. I'm not entirely convinced this will be the best movie ever, and listen, I hated the 2016 reboot movies, and I mean hated them with a passion. So I'm skeptical about this reboot being too censored or childish or watering down these beloved characters' personalities, but I'm still willing to give it a chance. And I can't help but think, as someone with a tiny platform myself, how these actors must feel opening their phones being flooded with comments about how awful their movie's going to be, something they spent long hours creating. Comment below, are you still going to give this reboot a chance, or have you already started your paperwork to start transferring to the school across the street? What about new dolls? Well, while nothing's been revealed, it's been confirmed by Mattel that they aren't forgetting us OG fans or their original lore. This could mean the original story will play out in other forms of media outside of live action, like a web series, TikTok series, Nickelodeon's animated series, or the Haunt Couture Diaries. We already know that the original Monster High isn't gone forever because they're going to be releasing the line of black and white dolls with Target. And my hope is that because next year is the 10-year anniversary of 13 Wishes, that we'll potentially get the Shadow Ghouls dolls finally, or even an Ever After High revival. Be sure to keep your eyes open for my fashion analysis video once more photos of the costumes are released, and give this video a thumbs up, turn notifications, and hit subscribe so you never miss the tea on the toys you love. Thanks for watching. See ya!